it was a pain in the ass to take the dash out. There was a lot of pieces that were really brittle, so when I was taking it out, it broke. Later on, I'll post a video on how exactly to take it off, and uh, how or actually what bolts you have to loosen up. You're gonna have to loosen up the column, and there's a bunch of little screws that you have to take out, and just be really ginger with it, because if not, you're gonna have the same problems as mine, and it's gonna break. You know, just like any plastic that you deal with, it just heating up and cooling down, it gets all brittle. But so far I've repainted pretty much all my plastic parts. I went ahead and I put a headliner in it. It's a ABS. It's about 120, 130 bucks, and I really like it. Like I said, I was taking my dash apart, and it ended up breaking on me. A lot of this stuff is real brittle, so like I said, just be really patient and careful when you're pulling it all out. As you can tell, this piece snapped off, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to repair that and make a little quick video. I went ahead and I went online on eBay, and I bought a little, I guess, kind of welding kit for plastic. I've never done it, but it seems fairly easily. I could weld decent metal, so I don't think it should be much different, besides just making sure not to put too much heat. And of course, everything just kind of got it all outside, all the ducts, and I'm gonna take them apart, clean them up, so when I turn on the AC, I don't get all that musky smell, and you know, have it all freshened up a little. But yeah, that piece broke, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a video, a quick video, and see how it turns out. And if it doesn't come out, you know, good enough, I think I might go ahead and put some like metal bracing or something right in here, and just kind of screw it in, or put some epoxy to hold this broken piece in. So we'll see how this turns up, and see how best I could repair it, because I really don't want to buy another dashboard if I don't have to. I mean, it's just this little piece that broke. When I was working on my car, I was taking some of the pieces apart. I don't know what happened here. Sorry, it's all shaky. But I really don't know what happened there. I guess it broke, or the guy who had this car before me decided to cut that little piece off to fit a bigger speaker in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some plastic. What I'm gonna do is, with the Dremel tool, I'm gonna cut, you know, a nice little square out right in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and patch it up, and that way I don't have all this torn stuff. And also in my AC and the lines, same thing. Let's see if I could find it, which side it was. I'm not sure. There's another piece I'm missing. But also in my lines too, and my HVAC lines, there was a piece that was broken or melted. I'm not sure. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix it up with the little patch panel. Look for some. I think I have some plastic laying around here. I'm gonna go ahead and patch it up, and I'll go ahead and post a video on that. Okay, let's see if I could do this. Alright, so like I said, you just grab your little welder and just kind of get it to overlap onto the other side. You start off on one side and lap it over to the other side. Let that cool down a little. And then you start from the other side, and then you kind of lap it over. Just make sure not to stay in one spot too long. You don't want to blow through. And then once I'm done with this side, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to weld it from the other side. And like I said, I'm gonna cut a piece of mesh, because you know you screw it on from there and there, so it's kind of like a support. So my first repair, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little piece of mesh right in there in the joints, and then I'm gonna fill it in with some of this filler rod that came with the kit that I bought. And these things aren't that expensive, and it's not that hard. I mean, if you just do some looking around, why not give it a go? You know, you'll pick something new up, and it's really not that hard. I mean, look, I already welded just the front, and look how strong it is. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty strong repair, so we'll see how that goes. And I mean, to me, it looks like just anybody could learn how to weld plastic. See, like right in there, I still gotta heat it up a little more. And see, I mean, it's almost like new, and all you gotta do is once you fix it the way you want, you just kind of scuff it up a little. And like I said, I'm gonna respray everything and refurbish it, and I'm gonna paint it all up. You're not even gonna be able to tell that, you know, it was broken right there. So, I mean, hey, it works. Okay, well, like I said in the back, I'm gonna go ahead and put wire mesh right in there. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt the mesh into the plastic, and it'll kind of help reinforce it. And keep in mind, this is my first time welding plastic. I've never done it, so if I'm doing something wrong, or you guys have any tips or whatever on how it could best come out or better be strong, leave me a comment. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the wire mesh right in there, like I said, and I'm gonna go ahead and start heating it up and melting it into it. And then over here on this side, right in there, I'm not really quite sure how I'm gonna do it. I'll go ahead and try to put wire mesh in there, but it's gonna be kind of difficult because it's got this little bend right here. It's at a 45, and you can see the crack right in there. Okay, I went ahead and melted it in as best I can. Only part I didn't get to melt in right is in the middle, because it's already starting to get too thin. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some filler rod in there, and just kind of smooth it out, and let it cool down and see how that worked out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start on that side. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I went ahead and I put some of the filler rod, and looks like it's coming up pretty nice. All I gotta do now is go over and smooth it out, and then once I do that as best I can with the hot iron, I'll go ahead and sand it down, and it doesn't have to be too pretty, especially since it's going to be on the back side. You're not really going to see it. But as far as like the repair goes, I mean, I think it's strong as hell. It's not going anywhere. And this mesh, oh sorry about my fingers. This mesh came with the kit. It was like $20. The hot iron and some filler rods and a little plate where you could set your iron down. That way it doesn't burn anything around. Of course, it's probably not the best kit out there, but for what I have planned to fix with it, I mean, it works just fine. I don't see what's the point in going and spending, you know, $200, $300, $400 on something, you know, when I'm not doing it for a living. I'm just doing it for a hobby. And you know, if a cheap tool works, then why not? I mean, you know, of course you guys might criticize me for it, but whatever. This works for me, and repair did, you know, it came out pretty good. So now let me go ahead and move on to this side. Let's see if I could adjust my camera. Okay. Go ahead and cut I guess this little piece right here will work. see, I don't know how best I could fit it in there. Go ahead and trim it down some more. Like I said, it's my first repair, so if it don't come out pretty, then oh well, you know. It's not like I said again, it's not like I'm doing this for a living or anything, so this will work just fine. Let me go ahead and get the iron. That way you guys could see. Sorry I didn't film the other side. It's just I can't find my tripod. So what you want to do is you want to melt, kind of like if you're welding, you want to melt. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this without moving my camera so much. What you want to do is you want to melt the mesh into the plastic. Once you get that going, then you're good to go. Go ahead and melt that in. And it's my first repair, so sorry if there's people out there who are pros and not doing a very good job or whatever, but hey, this is my first time. It's a learning experience, and it's the whole reason I got into hot rodding and modifying things, so I could learn stuff. And the best way to learn is through trial and error.